Shalom. Shalom and welcome. Welcome to From Four Corners, a series of messages to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. To those who have come to realize that Yahuah is his name. And there are those of you who may be listening who have not come into the true name of the Father. But in due season, we will be united as one, under one Spirit, those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, those who thirst and hunger and pursue righteousness. We will come to accept Yahusha Messiah as our Mashyach. This series of messages are to you, of whom I believe are being refined and will be among the ranks of the 144,000 in or multitude. This message is to you. My name is Symmanayah, and today is July 25th, 2014. And this segment represents continued messages that I am compelled to present before you. This segment is entitled, Waiting to See the Race. Waiting to See the Race. My brothers and sisters, history has proven that we tend to be motivated by exciting things that occur. Over the years, there have been many attractions and or events that draw large crowds, from entertainment to sports, as well as various types of revivals or religious venues and other types of civic or communal type venues. It appears that there are possibly millions of people who are waiting for a major event known as the rapture to occur any day now. How erroneous this teaching is, and soon, when the proof comes, change will take place regarding that position. Who has considered the meaning of 1 John 2:16, which says, Because all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world? Who has given thought to the life in this passage? 1 John 2:16. What is the lust of the eyes? Is it a result of our desire to be entertained or amused? In all the various events that come to be in life, what is it that draws man? Is it our curiosity? Is it to seek out the phenomenal, the supernatural, or more? The words end times are circulating among believers, all of which, including myself, have many expectations as to what's to come. In the midst of so many religious practices, we see the scriptures, including those infected with pagan false idol names and terms, widely used. When you combine the scriptures in another book that is perceived to be by some as instructions for the path of life, both of these books that are most widely used among the two largest religious bodies in the world, both speak of last days, end times. The last days, according to the scriptures, however, it foretells of an antichrist or anti-Messiah, a false prophet, both of which will set up a one-world government and a beast system which no man can buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast. Scriptures also speak of a time when two witnesses will be sent from the Most High Father to execute his orders. While there is no doubt it will be a time when extraordinary things begin to unfold, soon the time will prove to be very clear as to what's unfolding. It appears that to discuss these things is not a difficult task among us. Finding agreement in interpretation, that's where the challenge is. We must consider, my brothers and sisters, in all that is written, there are many, many other details that have not been written that we will witness unfold during these end times. There are orders and commands from the Spirit of Yahusha we are yet to discover. Since we are a people who desire signs and wonder, I have no doubt that most are waiting for something powerful to occur, something extraordinary to unfold before they begin to respond. There are those who are waiting for the most obvious of proof to fall into their laps. those who fall into the category waiting to see the race. Yes, waiting to see the two witnesses, or the Antichrist or Anti-Messiah, or the false prophet. Waiting to see some things that are written in Revelation become so obvious before they decide it's time to have a sense of urgency. It's time to focus on Yahusha Messiah. Whether they admit it or not in words, their actions prove that these words that I speak are true. Waiting to see the race, a race when multitudes of people will run towards and or away from the chosen of Yahuwah, possibly the two witnesses mentioned in Revelation. My brothers and sisters, end times will bring about the most trying times for us, and if we are waiting to see the race, waiting to watch others run towards those who they believe are being used by the Spirit of Yahusha, what will be the outcome? Are you aware when the phenomenon occurs? People tend to draw in masses and witness such events. Chaos and civil unrest sometimes break out as people fight to get a front row seat, so to speak. There will be extreme challenges in the future dealing with locating fresh water, as well as the accessibility of food. Economic distress, turmoil, forced migrations, and more will prove to reflect conditions that have been described as end times. People will begin to search out the best course of action to survive during these times of major distress. I cannot stress enough how crowds and congestion will erupt, along with battles for leadership among those void of hearing and discerning what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying. Are you one who's waiting to see the race? Waiting to see people racing towards the two witnesses of Revelation? Waiting to see people race towards the crowd that is being gathered for the final Exodus? Are you one waiting to see the race to that final destination that we believe will be a safe place? My brothers and sisters, trying times are ahead. Waiting to see the race may prove to be an unwise move. Waiting to see the race. Are you aware that when fresh water becomes scarce, food inventories shrink? I cannot stress it enough, my brothers and sisters. Vegetables such as fruits, grains, livestock need water. Vegetables, fruit, grains, and livestock need water. So wouldn't it be safe to say that if there's widespread drought, that we would soon witness scarcity in food? If we are waiting to see the race, in other words, waiting for the masses to begin to rush grocery stores, restaurants, food distribution centers, warehouses, etc., what then do you think the level of civility and stress will be among people? How many have given thought to the why regarding people betraying us during end times as stated in the following? I mentioned in the previous segment the domino effect. This here is akin to the same thing, waiting to see the race. Luke 21:16-19 says, "And you shall be betrayed by parents and brothers and relatives and friends, and some of you shall be put to death. And you shall be hated by all because of my name. But not a hair on your head shall be lost at all. Possess your lives by your endurance." My brothers and sisters, though there is the literal meaning of this passage, I submit to you there will be those who will not be harmed. But remember, there will also be martyrs put to death for Yahusha's sake. And also be mindful of Matthew 10:21. "And brother shall deliver up brother to death, and father his child, and his children shall rise up against parents and shall put them to death." 10:34-36. "And do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to bring division, a man against his father, daughter against his mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's enemy are those of his household." I've read these before. I've read them again and again. Sooner or later, my brothers and sisters, we will begin to become aware of what it is that will cause our brothers and sisters different ones we love to betray us, to want to turn us over. Sooner or later, we will realize that many of us will be martyrs for the sake of Yahusha. Let me ask you, do you honestly believe we will be betrayed by just embracing the name of Yahusha? Or would it be because we embrace the name and our actions are reflective of a set-apart people in Yahusha's name? Are we waiting for proof to become so clear, so obvious to us, before we realize the importance of discerning what the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us this day? Consider when the unexpected occur. All too often we have seen people stare at coming disasters. Sometimes disasters that are coming right before them, they stare as a deer staring blinded by the headlights of a car or vehicle. We have seen people stare and do nothing until it becomes right on them. We have seen people stare and just ignore the warning signs and instructions. Will you be among those that fit this description? Waiting for the race. When people begin running to and fro, reacting to extreme cataclysmic things as they unfold, will you be caught in congestion? Waiting for the race. Will you be one racing to get close to the two witnesses mentioned in Revelation, should they emerge before you during our lifetime? How then can we avoid being caught up in the midst of chaos if we are waiting to race towards the things that we believe are true, or race towards where we believe is safe? I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, I believe with all my mind, body, and soul that there are living instructions going before us. There are warnings going before us. There are words from watchmen that are circulating. There will be those of us whose spirit will be stirred, and we will be as the first fruits and begin to respond in our planning, in our preparation, and in our movement as we are so guided. If you are one waiting to see the race, waiting to see the run towards the two witnesses of Revelation, or waiting for the time to flee the mark of the beast, the Antichrist or Anti-Messiah, the false prophet, if you are waiting to see others run towards or away from any of these individuals, where do you think your chances of success will be when these individuals become visible? What are your chances of success to getting to where you choose to go? Now is the time to pray earnestly before dismissing words of instructions, guidance, warnings from the Spirit of Yahusha. Pray earnestly to discern, understand, and know whether to respond with movement, or by being still, or by praying, even more so. We are in a time of refining, my brothers and sisters, a time of perfection, being perfected by the living guidance of the Spirit of Yahusha. Our final exodus will soon get here, sooner than we realize. Who has given thought to how long it would take to gather Yasharal from the four corners of the earth? Who has considered how keen our ears and our eyes must be in order to follow the detailed orders coming from the Spirit of our Savior, Yahusha, the Spirit that the Almighty Father Yahuah sent in Yahusha's name? I believe I have said enough for this segment regarding waiting to see the race. Yes, it is similar to the previous segment, waiting for the domino effect. But this segment here, I want you to be mindful. It is more so waiting to see the race as it relates to people that are mentioned in end-time prophecies, and then racing towards them or away from them. Are you waiting for that race to begin? Waiting to see the race towards or away from something phenomenal will prove to be a dangerous move. Let us focus on Yahusha, our Messiah. Let us be able to discern when he is speaking through us one towards another, or through his chosen leaders. Let us come to identify the righteous orders from above and respond to that, opposed to just waiting to see people race towards someone they believe have spiritual authority to lead, to guide. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, continue to seek to do the will of the high and mighty Father Yahuah, the Most High Father. Continue to seek to discover his living orders and commands that are brought by Yahusha Messiah. I pray that each of us will be able to endure until the very end. And I invite you, my brothers and sisters, if we are indeed brothers and sisters, if these words you find to be true and possess life, I invite you to continue to tune in as From Four Corners continues, as I have breath and as I believe I am so ordered by the Spirit of Yahusha. Until next time, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.